Guys, hear about this? The crypto reserve. Crypto prices jumped after Donald Trump's surprise announcement. He wants the U.S. government to purchase and hold a variety of digital assets in a strategic reserve fund. An announcement that highlights Trump's growing attempts to use volatile cryptocurrency prices as a barometer of his public support. Didn't he end up choosing the exact 5 cryptocurrencies that his administration is invested in? Or his crypto advisor already held those 5, so it's literally just the ones he recommended? That's cool. Yes, but they got mad at him? What does that mean? David Sachs specifically picked the crypto coins? Gotcha. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, and Cardano. What about Dogecoin? You can tell that Elon didn't choose these. He didn't mention Bitcoin at first, had to do a correction. How do you miss the biggest one? That's funny. Eric Trump, the president's son, I know that, thank you, said the price increases validated the recent advice he's made on social media to stock up on crypto assets. Hopefully, I made someone's life just a little bit better, he posted on social media. I guess it's cool that the law doesn't exist anymore. This is like the most naked admission of insider trading imaginable. Like, literally, hey everyone, see? The government bought into the cryptocurrencies I recommended. Hope you enjoy the boost in their worth. Yeah, like, okay. Not that it matters. Not that anything matters anymore. I'm telling you, man, the degree of open criminality that this administration is demonstrating exceeds Russia's. Like, there is still a in Russia, Putin is runs the government. There's still an artifice of perceived legitimacy that allows society to run day to day. Right now, we just have grifters openly pillaging the government. It's different. It's not just corrupt, because corruption can be stable. Corruption is not necessarily unstable. It's possible to orient it in a way that functions and runs smoothly, like organized crime or whatever, right? You can have a system that more or less chugs along. This is just open pillaging, you know? When do you think the average person's going to actually start feeling this? They are already. The market is quickly experiencing a downturn. Federal workers being laid off en masse, that means they're applying for unemployment. That means more unemployed workers, which means it's harder to get jobs for anyone, even a remotely skilled field. Inflation already going up quite quickly. Every successive estimate of future inflation or of 2025 year-over-year inflation predictions, last I heard, was now at 6% at its high point. But it's probably higher than that too, you know? We'll see. Do you think they'll get rid of NASA? Why not? A crypto mogul who invested millions into Trump coins is getting reprieve on civil fraud charges. That's nice. Why not, man? A businessman who pumped $75 million into the Trump family-backed crypto token finds himself in a fortunate position this week as federal securities regulators are hitting pause on their civil fraud case again. Of course, none of this is illegal anymore. What do you mean? What are you going to investigate? He's going to pardon SBF, lol. Nah, SBF is lib-coded. That's the only reason why SBF wouldn't get... If SBF defrauded too many wealthy people, and he's too lib-coded. NASA budget's only $25 billion, whatever. They've been subcontracting out to SpaceX anyway. Cardano jumped more than 70% following Trump's announcement. Hey, if you work in the current administration, if you're a White House staffer who just kind of got in on a lark, can you give me insider info? I promise I won't do anything illegal with it. At least I promise I won't do anything your administration would consider illegal. The market booms, the up and down and up and down. All I'm saying is that if you're in the know, it's day trading time, buddy. Yeah, boy, you know it. Never been a better time for it. Just follow one on Twitter. They're not too quiet. I guess you literally, good investment advice is literally follow Eric Trump on Twitter, and when he promotes something, you can assume that he's just talking about future government plans, you know? That's not even insider trading at that point. He's posting it publicly. He's the one doing it. Fear and Greed Index. Wow. We down there, boys. Look at that. Neil Patrick Harris holding his hand against the brain bug. It's afraid. What is the Fear and Greed Index? It's a rough indicator of whether or not CNN and their experts believe that investors are operating based on fear or greed. Obviously, with greed indicating a very bullish market, big investments, spread wide, spread far, things are going to go up, up, up. And extreme fear be consolidate, hold safe, pull it back as much as possible. Just try to weather the storm, essentially. Keep in mind, the vast majority of the stock market is not controlled by the oligarchs. The oligarchs are enormously wealthy, but they're not the ones doing excessive trading. Elon Musk hasn't made his money from like investment and trading and what have you. He makes his money off of owning a significant portion of the companies that he runs. That's where his money comes from, you know? He's not out there manipulating the market. He just sits on extremely over valued holdings, you know? A lot of people who actually try to make money off the market stand to get hurt pretty severely by another 2008. Any actual tips for your fans to survive this shit? No. Sorry, no. Like the almost certain incoming mega recession is going to be horrible, and I don't have any good advice. Good luck, dude. You think look? I'm not an oligarch, okay? Being the second biggest lefty streamer in the English-speaking world actually doesn't help you when you try to get in on the inner circle, okay? Biggest today? Biggest today? Let's go! Who's the biggest? I don't know. I've forgotten his name already. That doesn't help you when the inner... Like, a crash will hurt me too. You know? Rice and beans? Learn how to cook? Dog, I don't know. It's gonna be rough. Learn to trade? I don't know. They're tariffing the beans, it's over. You're gonna need to eat American beans. That's true. The extreme fear margin on all of these is very, The problem is, unlike the 1930s, there's no clear FDR to swoop in and save us. Yeah, well, at the beginning of the Great Depression, there also wasn't an FDR to swoop in and save us. FDR was created by the opportunity the Great Depression opened up. Market volatility is climbing. Safe haven demand. Okay, yeah, we didn't look through all these. Why do they want this recession so bad? I keep talking about it. You got to listen, or maybe you just popped right in. I'm gonna check to see if you were here posting 30 minutes ago. You better hope. All right, you get a pass on this one. The reason they want a recession is because when a recession happens, the economy plummets, a bunch of companies go bankrupt, and only the oligarchs have the money left over to buy up everything when it's being sold for a fraction of its actual worth. If the whole economy goes under, only a small group of people are wealthy enough, not only to be okay, but to start buying and accumulating. They take advantage of people's desperation by buying up all these properties that are being liquidated, so that when the economy rebounds, before maybe they own, let's just say 1% of the economy, but then when everything gets cheap, they have less money in an absolute sense, but everything else is dirt cheap. So they buy. And then when the economy goes back up, now they own 2% of the economy. Yeah, recessions are good for people who, have the hunger and who are, willing to buy, and they have the capital. Is it a way for the oligarchs to consolidate? Stop brown-nosing me, okay? I know you're paying attention. You don't need to ask me to repeat what I just said. Will this recession affect other countries or just the EU and America? It'll affect the entire world. Sorry, there's no escaping American economic influence, okay? Unlike the first Great Depression, this time a bunch of blue states would have the capacity to essentially bail themselves out. Well, there's no, if the value of the dollar goes down, if everything goes down, that hits everyone. There's no safety from that. Not in a blue state, not in a different country, not in the EU, not in China. Everyone gets hit. I would focus first on like the bare essentials, which is rice and beans, you know? I mean that. I really do. You want to make sure that you are as strong as possible so that you're capable of weathering the hardship. Minimize your medical liabilities, maximize your personal level of fitness, because that also minimizes medical liabilities, Have a robust friend network. Maybe you have to move in with your folks. Maybe you have to move in with your friends. I don't know. I can't see the future. But you want to buffer yourself so that you're not one up or one inconvenience or one negative externality away from hitting nothing, I have no friends or family. Make some friends, Go out there. Yeah, recycle your toilet paper. I don't know. I mean it, though. Not a great time for me to be reliant on a wheelchair, I guess. No, it's not. So learn how to walk again. That's a half joke. I mean, do whatever you can to invest in your fitness. Obviously, you probably can't learn to walk again. Or maybe you can. I don't know. With wokeness these days, it used to be if a person was in a wheelchair, it meant they couldn't walk at all. Now it's like, well, maybe they're just tired? I don't know. Is this financial advice? No, I would never. Just do the best you can. Be as physically fit as possible. It does help. You'll want to make sure. So I should stop eating Taco Bell every day when I work at Pizza Hut? Yes, Goonmeister. You should stop doing that. Gold is up. Gold always goes up in times of crisis, but as we've discussed before, just because you can buy gold and gold's value increases doesn't mean you can sell gold at its market rate. Like, you can buy $10,000 worth of gold, and maybe over time that appreciates to $12,000, But then what do you do when you want to liquidate that into cash that you can actually buy something with? So maybe the value of the gold appreciated more than inflation, devalued the dollar. So you have like a benefit, you've made money essentially. But how do you liquidate that? You think you're just going to go to a pawn shop and be like, this is $2,500 of gold, give me $2,500? Probably not. Yes? Well, no, you shouldn't think that. That's how we do it in Germany, yes? In some specific contexts, but the liquidity of gold is not guaranteed. That's the problem with something like it, as opposed to like a stock or a bond or whatever, And when everyone starts selling their gold in like a big economic downturn, you think that these like markets are going to stay open? Like they would willingly trade their cash for the gold consistently enough that you could... whatever. You can't eat gold by beans. True. Not to mention, like, people can just steal your damn gold from you. Look, basically what I'm saying is get in shape, buy beans, make friends. All right? That's it. I really wonder what's going to happen with the price of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's price is going to continue to fluctuate massively, and its overall price is probably going to continue to go up. The point of Bitcoin isn't to be a currency, it's a speculative vehicle. At this point, that the ultra wealthy can pump money into so they can take advantage of the, every rug pull they get an opportunity to. They do this all the time with the stock market. Why wouldn't they do it with Bitcoin, Learn to grow some vegetables. I don't recommend this. You'll end up spending more time and money than it's worth. Yeesh. Consumer sentiment declined in February for the second consecutive month, down by a steep 10% from January. Yeesh. Nearly 2/3 of U.S. adults nationwide said they feel Trump isn't doing enough to address inflation. Weak consumer sentiment, pullback in American shopping habits. Although there's no evidence that a recession is anywhere on the horizon. Are you sure about that, CNN Business? Have you heard about the Atlanta Fed's predictions? A National Association of Realtors report Friday shows that sales of existing homes fell 4.9% in January from the previous month, while prices shot up to a record high for the month, exacerbating America's home affordability crisis. Retail sales have dropped recently, so every single economic indicator is down. Literally, like everything you can look at, every line. This is the language of being on the edge of a depression. They're explicitly fronting it with whatever you do, don't panic, everything is fine. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, keep in mind the people who write for CNN Business definitely don't want to be seen as contributing to the economic anxiety that's worsening the economy, because then their buddies at the water cooler will be like, well, what the man? You just made it worse, Despite the plunge, stocks are very close to their all-time highs. I wonder if there's any kind of disconnect between the health of the market and how high the numbers are, if you think about it. Can it just be incompetence from the side of the wealthy? No. This recession that they're building towards is deliberate, 100% deliberate. They are deliberately working towards it right now. They are trying to crash the economy. They've even said so. They've literally said so. Elon Musk literally said, yeah, there's going to be hardship at the beginning, but don't worry, guys, it'll pay off. Like multiple officials from the Trump administration have said this. It's not conspiracy or speculation. They've stated it up front. The plan is to crash the economy so a very small group of wealthy people can make a lot of money very, 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 very quickly, and even more political power. They want to turn America into a shopping mall / playground / like pedophile zone for the ultra wealthy, the same as like Dubai or Russia or whatever and that's it. Like that's what they want. That's all they want. They assume that democracy is not something they're going to have to worry about in the future.